For that. So yes, I am KingRhodesTN. We are going to be playing the Great Circus Mystery on the SNES here. It's a Capcom game. It's one of these like trilogy Mickey Mouse games that we've had through this. I think this is one of the two games that has like costumes that you can go through and pick on. We'll let this intro play for a second because it's actually got like cutscenes in this, and we get to see characters that we are no longer going to see for the rest of this game throughout this. We've got Mickey and Minnie, which is the two main characters that we've had. We had a bid war or a selection between this, so we'll see if we had one of those before the end of that. A bunch of the other Disney characters from this time period are also in this. Hopefully we don't see Goofy, because if we see Goofy, we will end up with a game over. We will die a handful of times in this game as we're going through. When you take a death, that's not super punishing because you spawn right back where you're at. The issue is if we end up getting a game over, then that is when we have to restart the stage from the beginning. So we're hopefully going to see them here. So we have our character select. So did we get a donation or any set for the bid war? Do I get to pick who we're playing as here?
It is completely up to you.
All right.
Full your choice.
All right. So Mickey, Minnie, the characters is just a skin. Both characters move exactly the same. I've been playing a lot as Mickey, so we will just play as Mickey here. So we'll do a countdown, and we'll get on the road. So we'll do 3, 2, 1, go. All right, again, so the Great Circus Mystery starring Mickey and Minnie. So we're going to start first off with the circus stage. So it's the Circus Mystery. So this whole story goes as Mickey and Minnie with their animal friends go over to the circus, and they see the circus is overran by an evil power. There's a bunch of enemies, things are missing, all that stuff. So we got to go figure out what happened at the circus. At the end of the day, this game is essentially I missed that jump there, a glorified boss rush. Believe it or not, there are 2 bosses in every single stage that you're going to do. There's what we call like a mini boss, and then we have the final boss. A few of these mini bosses we will see twice, and it'll come out the very last stage of the game here. But overall, this is a pretty short run through the end of the day. It's a basic 90s type platformer here. Super precision jumps that you can make on a variety of spots, but there's the fireball guy, dead off the rip. So we're going on. So as you can see in the bottom left hand of my screen, there's just a Mickey icon. That's the only time we're going to see this throughout the run because we don't have a costume yet. But now we're going to see our friend Donald, who is digging in our costume chest, and we get the vacuum outfit. So we're just going to spam the start button to skip all the dialogue, and we are now a cleaner. And I paused too many times there. So this costume allows you to basically use your vacuum to suck up enemies. That's all it really does. We're only going to use it on 2 boss fights, so we're going to run with it throughout the rest of this stage because it's given to us. Going to hopefully not take damage. Very nice. And we're going to make our way through the circus tent now. So ideally I'm only going to die 1 time in this run. That's probably not going to happen at the end of the day. We take an intentional death later on that I'll show. But we do use a lot of damage to damage boost, so it gets a little tricky that you can take an extra hit here or there. The one good thing about this game is if you take damage throughout the level and then you don't die or whatever heart you have left, you just get a refill at the end of the stage. But going damageless through this is pretty solid here. So now we're going to move on to the final boss. Well, the final boss of this level here is going to be a lion. So the thing with this boss is the lion's going to jump up and down. I'm hopefully going to get enough of his hair, which I think I did. We're going to make precise jumps on his nose. His hair will let him hit you. So if we can make enough jumps just quite, we're going to be good. I think we're going to be all right. We can take damage here, and then perfect. I damage us first level. We change our costume at the end of the stage because it pushes you into the next part here, and you have to change costumes anyways. I don't actually know if it's really any faster by changing the outfit there because you're made to change it off anyways, so it doesn't really matter, I don't think. But that's what all the top runners do, so I'm like, why not? Let's go ahead and do it. So we have our ghost friends here, and we're changing to our jungle outfit. So this is the jungle stage. So this outfit allows us to basically wall climb. I am a Sonic speedrunner, so this turns us into Knuckles. We just only get to glide. So the idea behind the platform into this area here is when I go down those vines, you're able to keep speed. That doesn't usually happen there, so that's unfortunate. That's my first hit of the run. So I'm going to try to maintain this speed throughout because Mickey's walking speed is pretty slow. And you can see the difference there between going on the vine and keeping that momentum. But now we're already into the next little mini boss. So we have a turtle fight here. And one thing that the first boss didn't have, it kind of had, but we didn't get to see anything, is RNG. This game is incredibly RNG heavy, which is unfortunate. I don't usually play games, believe it or not, that have a ton of RNG because I like just to be able to use my skill when you figure things out, all the platform and all that kind of stuff there. This fight's a little less RNG compared to other fights. It's a little less punishing. However, this turtle can only come out 2 times in a row. So as you see, we jumped on his head the first time. The first part's always scripted. So this next time, he can come on and attack me, or he can stay in the water. So far, we're on a perfect cycle here. There's a few other bosses that their RNG can be even worse. So runs will literally just die because the bosses don't want you to have a good run. So we're hopeful for some good RNG here. So that's why the estimate's a little bit up. We're usually hopefully around 22, 23 minutes, but with some really bad RNG, and if I make a mistake here with the death once in a while, it can add up. But so far, so good. So we're hoping the turtle pops back out to the right here. He does not. So that's one extra added cycle, if I could speak. It's a little early for me in the morning, even though it's like 12 o'clock here. Being over from the States, it's like 5:30, 5:45 my time. So I am still hurting a little bit here, getting used to the old time change. But so far, so good. So one more hit. I think he's not cooperating so well. So as you can see, this would be, definitely more of a time loss on my end from this standpoint, but it's not awful. We're going to hopefully go for one more hit here. There we go. So taking that hit in the first section is going to make this next part interesting. So we're going to do a skip, really the only skip, I think, in the entire game. We're intended to go all the way around. Yes, I actually can't do this, taking a hit there. So I'm going to take an intentional death at the top right here. Hopefully not do that. I'm going to jump on the snake here, and then we're going to go up and around. Okay. So if we would have had 3 hits, it would have made that section a lot more plausible. Having that extra hit there did not allow us to make it around. But again, you're supposed to go like up and all the way out to the left there to start. So then you're supposed to just make a bunch of climbing sections, but we can just run up and skip all that stuff there. So now we're down to 1 heart once again, and we're going through the last platforming section here. So again, when I said this game's a glorified boss rush, there's usually 2 or 3 screens, and then you have a boss. And that was screen 1. This is kind of screen 2, 2.5. We just got to dodge these gas blobs, whatever you want to call it here. And once we got this screen, I'm going to wait for this to come up. There's kind of been a new RNG manip for this gorilla boss here. And I'm going to see if we pulled it off right. So hopefully we're asking for no spins. So we want him to jump into us the entire time. And if he does this, it's going to be fantastic, because that'd be a massive time save. So far, so good. Keep jumping there, little buddy, and we got 1. I think we're down to 1 hit anyways. So that was actually a really, really good first cycle for us. Usually, he can spin. I mean, he can spin as much as he wants. So you can hit him 1 time, then he can spin. 1 time, then he spins. So you can see how long this fight could end up being. We have 1 more hit. Come on, there we go. I'll take a 1 cycle there anytime. This game is cooperating pretty nice so far. But that was level 2. So as you can see, if you blinked, you've already missed it. 7 minutes in, and we're done with 2 stages. So there's only 6, 5, 6. Hopefully I can count. So the next stage is going to be the Haunted Mansion. So we see our ghost buddies 1 more time. The last time we're going to see them here, and we're going to see our dog Pluto. And we're going to change into the Western outfit. The Western outfit is the most used outfit in the game. It allows us to have a lot of speed, because we get to do a charge-up attack, and we can also shoot our gun here. So as you can see, I'm going to charge off this ramp here, and that's going to be a lot of... we're going to charge as much as we can throughout the run here. And again, we can shoot enemies from far away, so we know where all the enemies are going to be at. I'm also going to hold down, because as you can see, what's Mickey doing when we're moving, the horse outfit will jump up and down. If you press the jump button on the frame that Mickey is in the air, you won't get a jump. So however, if we hold down, Mickey is always holding on the ground, so that way we can always jump exactly when we want to. But again, now we're up to another boss fight. So real quick, we have a painting fight here with Pete. Pete can do 2 things. Pete can give us an eye dagger into the books. So that's what he does first. And these books come off. We just jump up, hit them, and we're going to rinse and repeat. However, Pete can also shoot fire and go down. We want as much fire as we can. Usually it seems to be like 50-50. I do think this happens more. I've never seen a fight where there's been one or the other of all phases, so I don't exactly know. exactly how the RNG works on this. But we got 3 in a row there. I'm assuming there's going to be another eye, yeah. So yeah, if there's any time for donations, if you got anything over there, we can kick it over for a few seconds.
We don't have any donations at the moment, but I do want to give, once again, a little bit of light towards the reward coming up for the next run. Once again, there's another reward that you can redeem for $50 to choose the food that triggers at the end of the level. Between the 4 options that we have, which is hamburger, onigiri, Spanish omelet, or fish and chips. So make sure you get your donations in, just like with the character choice for this run. If nothing's chosen, we'll leave it up to the runner to decide. But if you want your choice of what you want to see in the run, make sure to get those donations in. And once again, if you put it towards a reward, you can still use that $50 to put towards one of our targets, whether that's the final level of True Ending in Tobari and the Knights of the Curious Moon later today, or showing off the hardest level in the game in Super Mario Galaxy 2, the Perfect Run. So yeah, make sure to get your donations in. All your proceeds, your donations go straight towards Make-A-Wish. So yeah, make sure to get those in.
Perfect. Yes, get them in for sure. So we went through a section where we changed our outfits. So we will do that a few times when it's necessary. I almost made a mistake there. Okay, we're good. So we need to leave this stage with at least 1 life. We're looking pretty good now. I'm going to do this. I don't want to attack this. So we are now on to the final boss of the Haunted Mansion, which is this ghost enemy. So this ghost enemy can do one of 2 things, kind of like almost every boss in this game. So he can come right at us, or he can shoot these little ghosts out of his mouth. Now, the thing with the Western outfit is there's actually a power difference with the amount of attack power you have. So we actually want to jump on the enemy's head. So if we can jump, that does 2 damage towards the boss. Anytime we shoot him with a gun, it does 1. So that's why I'm not just immediately shooting him when he comes up. So that allows me to basically gonna beat him with less hits. So ultimately here we don't want to come as. However, the ghost can also charge at us. A charging attack also does 2 damage. It's a little harder to pull off since the boss is a little bit RNG, but there it is. That's the 3rd fight of the game. And you automatically switch to the outfit because when you're jumping out, it progresses the cutscene. So one cool thing about this game is it's showing what we're going, like progressing to the next stage. So we jumped out of this building, we warped down. If I didn't skip the cutscene, the rope cuts, and we fall to a cave, and then we fall into the cave here. So that's why we're in this Western outfit. I'm sorry, the jungle outfit. So this is the first time we're gonna have an intentional death. We do this on purpose. So far we've only had 1 extra one. We do get 1 spot of extra lives in the next stage. So right now we are looking pretty good for no game over. So I will commentate curse myself and end up doing something stupid and fall into a pit and we end up dying. So let's hopefully we don't do that, because when you game over, you will start over from the very beginning of the stage. I'm sorry, I lied. There's checkpoints that you can reach. I discovered a checkpoint in this stage that I did not know existed, which makes it so much better. Because usually I'm here with about 1 life, which would change to no life. So as you can see, I'm at the bottom. My life count goes from 2 and it goes to 1. So now I don't have to activate my Western outfit. So the reason the gold blocks, right? The gold blocks can only be broken by if you shoot with your gun. So the fact that I don't have to take the time to switch, I can just take intentional death, because then I'd have to switch back again for this part, because this is a platforming section that you can only do with the jungle outfits, because we have to make this jump basically right here. And then through this part is pretty particular as well. So we're going to damage boost a few times. So there's 1. We're just going to walk off this ledge and turn around. So we get bumped backwards. So we're down to 1 heart here. Get through this. Because now we're going to come up here. And when we come up here, we're going to grab the first and only time we're going to do this and get a heart. So now we go to 4 hearts instead of 3. I was a little slow because I can catch that cycle there. So we just missed it. But that gives us a full heart refill, so that's why we just damage boost through that section. I'm not supposed to wall. I'm supposed to jump, so thank you, controller. And we make our 1 switch onto the Western outfit to play this jackhammer is what I call this fight, is my splits. So I'm just going to try to stay as far away as I can to shoot him. And he's going to go all the way up there, so I'm just going to keep shooting him, so I've got a good pattern. And that's the fight. Very nice. I'm going to change back to our jungle outfit because we need this for the next platforming section here. If I time it right, I can time it when the wall breaks, so therefore we kind of change as the wall will break, so I don't have to wait for that section there. So we're just going to slide down here. We're going to make some jumps. I didn't want to grab that. We're going to keep running down here. Going to basically dodge Omastar there, because he's going to try to stab us. Dodge Dinosaur Yoshi egg. So a bunch of games making appearances in here, a bunch of Easter eggs. And then we're already ending at the final boss, and we changed our outfit one more time. So again, when I said this was a glorified boss rush, we're almost 14 minutes in, and we've seen this will be the 8th boss. So there's a lot of them. So this boss is the dinosaur boss. So the dinosaur boss only does one thing. His head comes out. He technically does 3 things. So his head will come out, and he will blow, wind through his nose, which will push you back off to the side. And then his little, like, I don't really know what those are called. He looks like a triceratops when it comes to those spikes on his back, like a stegosaurus type thing. But he's a long neck. Bronchiosaurus. I don't even know what the scientific terms of those are. But the dinosaur can be in 3 different spots: top, middle, and bottom. The top one you can hit, but it's very, very precise jump. And if you miss it, you'll miss the cycle. The dinosaur can also choose to not come out. So far, we've had really, really good luck there. So when you see the tail swipe means he's about to pop out on the second fight here. So he's going to come out one more time. We want his face to keep coming out. And we want to keep jumping on him as much as we can because that does more damage. So the more damage we can do, there we go. That was a phenomenal fight, RNG-wise as well. So far, this has been really good RNG here. I've had no complaints. However, I will complain probably about this next final boss here. So we're going into, I always forget, it's like the ice stage. Every game's got to have ice physics, right? Especially if I'm a Sonic runner, you got to have ice in every single game I play. That is without a doubt. So we have these crystals on the ground that will hit us if we take some damage here. I'm going to try, I went the wrong way. I don't know what happened there, but okay. So we're going to charge up in the water, and we're going to use this when we come out of the water. We're going to dodge this crystals, or the icicles. We're going to take damage intentionally because we get 2 heart refills here. And I only needed 1. Let's go. So this is probably the worst mini boss in the whole game. I call him the spinner with some nouns in my splits here. So he's just going to go back and forth. His hitbox is super janky, and a variety when he pops out can be really random. I'm going to damage boost a few times here, I think, because we're actually really, really close to beating him. Oh, and we got up top. Let's go. That is probably the best I've ever done that fight, and that's not an exaggeration. I usually will never get up there if I kill him that fast. So that was unbelievable. This has been a really, really solid pace run so far. So, however, all that means is this final boss here, which is, I'll just let you guys actually see him. I'm kind of giving it away, but I decided not to. Is a huge RNG point, just like the other final bosses of the stages. I'm going to get me a heart here. Maybe. Let's get a heart here. Come on, Mickey. All right. To be safe. Through this part here is going to get a 3 up. 2 up, sorry. I don't know how to count again. So now we're back up. So the game over again is just about not going to happen. I'm just trying to jinx myself for the sake so we can see Goofy. Goofy is on the game over screen. I don't want to see Goofy, but this game's going to make me try as much as I can here. So we're going to change the outfit because we're going back to a platforming section. So this is the only stage of the game that you see all 3 outfits. Technically, there's 4 outfits, right? Because you can change back to regular old Mickey or Minnie. We won't do that because there's no benefit to being just a generic character. We want to have some type of power at all times. This is also the best music of the game. This is a banger ASMR track here for this game here. So we're coming up on the final boss of this section. And we're going to change back to vacuum because we need the vacuum to beat the boss. And what we have here is a giant cloud. This cloud is the vein of my existence. I swear. He can do multiple things except for cooperate. That's probably what he won't do for me here. Okay. So the goal of the boss is to just basically suck him up into our vacuum. He can shoot lightning. He can shoot ice. The ice will freeze you. If you run into the boss, you can get frozen. My goal is to try to suck him up when he's in the cycle so it'll interrupt it. He kind of cooperate a little more than he was at first. He can also like disappear, and if he disappears, then if he does it 2 or 3 times in a row, the boss will actually get bigger and you gain an extra cycle. I'm just going to let this... See? Please, come on, cooperate. We got 1 hit left here, bud. Come on. Come on, you can do it. Don't freeze me. Come on down. No, don't freeze me. And he got bigger because he just wanted to. So we lost all that extra bit there. Come on. And, well, we got it. Nice. That was pretty slow at the grand scheme of things, but with everything that's gone so far, it's fantastic. And with that, we're already going to the final stage. So again, this has been a pretty short, pretty quick run here. So we changed back to our jungle outfit because we're going to have to platform through the beginning. We're going to see one change. This is the only cutscene we can't skip. So another cutscene in these games. I love these old 90s games that have like these little cutscenes and stuff like that. So we get to find out what happened. So apparently Baron Pete, we found out that Baron Pete is behind stealing and making the circus, you know, so go figure. So go figure Pete is the boss, you know, in the final boss in the Mickey Mouse game back then here. So we're basically going to explore Pete's castle. This game has 2 refights and then a final boss. Can I make this jump? That's fine. A damage boost hit forward is just as good as just making the jump across. We're going to try to keep some momentum like we did there. Oh, I missed the cycle. That's phenomenal. Because up here, I'm going to be off a cycle now on this, I think. No, that worked out. So we're able to walk under the spike ball here. So now we're going to change back to a Western outfit. And we're going to do some nice little platforming with this guy here. Jumping up so we get to skip all around there. I'm charging up when I can. However, I have specific instances when I'm going to use my charge dash, which is not there. Jump. And here's the first of the 2 refights. So the first fight what they brought back is our fireball. I'm going to hit him off screen, so I got 1 off-screen shot. That's a pretty good timing there. So he's going to hopefully stay away from me. I should be able to beat... Oh, I'm aiming the wrong... Mickey, what are you doing? He wanted to go to the other direction. There we go. We'll take it. So we're down to 1 heart left. If we die, it's okay. Again, we have three lives here. And again, a death just respawns us. Oh, I made a grave mistake. I'm supposed to charge up on that platform. That worked. The ghost didn't get us. So now we go immediately back into the second refight, which is the painting refight. So the fireball refight, again, doesn't really have any RNG. You can plan out pretty nicely. However, the painting fight has RNG, as we discussed before. So it's the exact same fight that we had just done 3 stages ago, 10 minutes ago. We want as much fire as we can. So getting 2 fires to start is fantastic RNG. What's going to probably end up happening now is we won't see another one the rest of the time, but that's just how it's going to go. Well, just prove me wrong. Prove me wrong, Pete. Do it again. Nah, just kidding. So we got to keep dodging these books here. So after this, we're going to have basically 1 more platforming section followed by our final boss. So again, this is coming up, getting close to the end of the run here already. And again, this has been... Could not have asked for a better run so far up to this point. But again, I just like trying to jinx myself as much as I possibly can to see if something's never happened for it. We got that. Change our outfit, not to the last time because we're going to go back to the Western outfit 1 more time in order to beat the final boss. So we're going to platform through this. We can ride these blocks. This is the only time we're actually going to do this here. And I'm going to make some specific jumps because these guys turn fire on. So I'm going to turn a little turn back so make sure I can walk through. Otherwise, I'd have to wait. The fire would be able to hit us if we go down there. We're going to dodge these little arrows. Sometimes that arrow can't hit me. I'm going to ride this out just why not? Just as easy. I don't usually ride that through. Then last but not least, we got these cannons. When the cannon's eyes opens, they're going to shoot. So my goal is to just wait for them to close their eyes if they're not looking. We skipped a little section by climbing up the side of the wall that we're not supposed to climb up. And now we're into the final boss. So we wait to change because the boss will like come on screen as we're changing. Pete can have some RNG here at the beginning, so I'm just going to keep jumping and shooting his head. Hopefully he does not block. That's not good from the standpoint of I have to die from that when he does that fight here, but I can jump. There we go. Perfect. So we're just going to keep jumping on his head here. And that is phase 1. All right. So now we're on to the true final phase, the final boss of the game. So Pete, obviously, is this warlock guy, whatever it is. He turns into none other... I printed a little bit. None other than Pete the dragon. So he's just a giant dragon. All he can do is basically go back and forth and shoot fire out of his mouth. We want him to stay on screen as much as we possibly can, but time will be on the final hit, so I'll have that pretty soon if I cannot mess my hits up. I don't remember how many they are, and that would be time. 23. That is it. So not a bad run there. I'll take that. We had some rough RNG with the cloud in that 5th stage, but this is as good as I could have asked for. I was just making sure I wanted to stay under estimate with this run here. Did not close to PvP. It was like a 22-minute run, so I'll take that all day. I'm gonna let this play out because there's one end cutscene as I like this, but as this is going here, I'm gonna get a couple of shout outs to. Again, I want to shout out to all my people watching back home. If they're up watching, again, this is like my watch says it's like 6:17 a.m. for them, and it's on a Monday and a work day. I don't think any of them are probably watching, but if they catch that back, thank you guys for supporting me throughout here. A bunch of my community members, Mr. J, Synthar, Mass Killer, Haha. I forgot Maverick already yesterday in my Sonic run, as well as Hedgie. I am a Sonic speedrunner. I usually do a lot of Sonic games, so we had the run yesterday, which was fantastic. We have this, and I actually got one more run on stream too. We're gonna play a game called M&M Shell Shocked here on, I believe it's on Thursday, coming up here. So if you have never seen M&M Shell Shocked or heard of it, it is the worst janky Crash Bandicoot clone you could ever imagine. So it's a fantastic watch. I'd catch that. But at the end of the day, once we beat Pete, we just yeet the orb to space, and therefore, like, Pete will never be able to bother us again. The only interesting thing about that cutscene is whatever character you use will yeet the orb all the way out of the building there. But then, like, there we goes. Mickey, Minnie, and their pals. No more evil ghosts. And then it'll show one final little cutscene of them driving in a bus. So I want to show it just real fast because we're just under here. And then here's all of our friends should pop up. Or am I crazy? There it is. All of our friends. We get to see Goofy and Pluto. We see Pluto for a second. We didn't get to see Goofy in the whole run because we didn't have a game over. But then here's their credits roll. So, yeah, that'll be it for me. That's the Great Circus Mystery Star Mickey Minnie. Thank you guys for having me, and enjoy the rest of the run and get those donations in for what we can.